like, I feel like from my joy is about to break from excitement. Because if you've been following my channel, you would see a video where I talked about, the challenges of getting this residency permit, the temporary one for students, right? But finally, I got it. And if you stay till the end of this video, I'm going to give you a tip on what to look for when you get yours to make sure that you're getting everything complete and that you don't have issues later on. Anyways, I would like to share part one of my story, I think, because yeah. So I also said in my video, a place where you're going to see the list of documents you need to apply for this residency permit, temporary, permanent, even citizenship, like your one-stop website, nc.most.ru. But I'm just going to give you a review of the documents I needed to submit for this residency, right? And bear in mind that these things can change. So that's why it's important to go through their website, use the video I made before, and do your application through there, right? But a lot of this thing can change. Now, you need your passport, right? Your passport, whichever country it is. Now, what do I mean it can change? Before I went, I got the information that you just need to translate the first page of your passport, right? You just need to translate it. But then when I went there, I now realized they said, no, you have to translate the whole page of your passport from front to back. That means both the empty pages. I had to translate everything. Now, that, mind you, that is 1 day wasted. So I had to go back and translate all the pages of my passport. That's why I said that I'm going to give you the review of the documents I went with, but you should follow the site and hopefully they won't change their minds when you get there and tell you something else. Now, you have to get your spravka from university. So your spravka is like a document that shows that you're a student of that university. That you get from your international office or your visa and immigration office, whichever office does that in your own school, in your own university. Now you do have to do your medicals, and these medicals have to be specifically from Sakharova, like this immigration office, right? Which I also put the address in one of my videos, which I'll link below. But this medicals, don't try to cut corners and do it anywhere else. Just go there and do it, right? Because it shows your HIV status, it shows your, I think, is it radiography they call it, but if you have some kind of viral chest problem or something, and yeah, every other thing. But it's best to do it there because they're going to request the one that is from there. And then you get your registration. Your registration is when you come to Russia as a student, you're registered in your hostel where you live, or if you're living in an apartment, your landlord must register you. So when you're going to this immigration office, make sure you're going with your registration, real one. Don't get yourself into any trouble. If you're living in an apartment, make sure that your landlord gives you registration, or better still, live in a school dormitory and you easily get this registration. So you need to go with this registration, and then your immigration card, right? This is my own immigration card, right? So when you come into Russia from anywhere, they will give you this immigration card at the immigration before you pass, before they allow you in. So make sure you keep this card. This card, it is very important. And if you lose it, you can get it back. I've never lost mine, so I don't know the process, but I've heard you can get it back, but you will sweat, So try not to lose this card, this paper, this piece of paper, right? Because, for example, in this case, you also need to get this paper, the photocopy of it, of course, and then you have to get some passport photograph, right? And then you have to get police report. Now, this police report is very important because it's going to come from your country, not Russia, from your home country, right? And then it has to be legalized, and also you in my case, Nigeria, right, we had to legalize it in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs there in Nigeria first, before our embassy here in Moscow were able to give you another written statement that shows that, okay, this person got this document from Nigeria and we recognize it, right? Now, with that document I was given at the embassy, I had to go back to um translation center and they'll translate, because the document comes with seal, and even though they wrote in Russian and also in English, but they asked me to go and translate it again. So I'm telling you now, so you don't make the same mistake. You have to translate the document given to you by your embassy, because they said that the seal that was put on that document is in English or is in French, whichever language your country does. So you need to translate it to Russian. That's why you still need to translate, even if your embassy wrote whatever they wrote there in Russian as well. And then you legalize this in FSA, right? More document, you legalize it there. So these are the documents you need. Now things change with the speed of light in Russia and everything, so that's why I said you need to pay attention to the website. And of course, sometimes even if you do what is in the website, if you go there they might say something else, but you should keep to the website and don't make the mistake I made, that is paying outside the website, and now I didn't have access to, progress on my application on the website. But if you don't make the same mistake I made, you will be able to get all corrections online and make your appointment online before going there, because you can't go there and submit without an appointment. So it's either you make appointment online or you go to the place and then make an appointment there. And trust me, you don't want to be going there multiple times. It's very far place and it's stressful to go there. So yeah, this all this is I wanted to share from my own story, and also for the fact that I went there up to, for this exact case, I think up to 5 times, but in general I've gone there 10 or more than 10 times when I went for other things that is not my residency permit. But for this residency permit, I think I went there up to 5 to 6 times. Sometimes the reason they sent me back is just because my passport and the dates, like my date of birth, the date when it was given, an expiry date, they write maybe, for example, 25 instead of 2025. And then you go there and they tell you, oh, the translation, the way they translated it in Russian, that they should have written it completely, like 2025, not 25. I'm like, but that's how it's written on my passport. And translators are not supposed to put or add or remove things from your document. They translate the way it is. They said, yeah, I can try and apply with it, but I might get rejected. So hearing that word rejected and all this, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just go back. I don't want this stress. I'll just go back and, you know, do it again. But mind you, they could send you back for something like that, so you have to prepare your mind. And I've already also made a video on how to prepare yourself, your mind psychologically, because if your mind is not broken, you will pass through these things. They just, for some reason, it's just like that. You just have to go through it, but you need to be mentally prepared. And you're lucky that you have me telling you about it. I didn't have people telling me much about it, so I was, so stressed. But if you have someone telling you about it, you know what to expect, how to prepare yourself. And I'll link the video again on where I talked about how to prepare yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, so that you don't give up. Because some people actually give up in the middle of it all, because you don't want to go there 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes to and fro, and then you don't give at that day, and you wait there for minutes for your turn and you don't give, and it's because of one reason or the other. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, oh, before I forget, when you get your residency permit, make sure they stamp in a visa for you. Very important, right? Some people didn't have gotten in trouble with it because of that problem. Yes, they'll give you the temporary residency permit. One moment. They'll give you a temporary residency permit, which shows you stay here till you finish your studies, and then you have like 100 something days after that to apply for permanent or leave the country or something like that. So, but make sure they also stamp a different visa page, right? This is the temporary residency permit, but it should also have a visa page, right? So that visa page is in case you travel to somewhere outside Russia, right? For example, I went to China recently to do something. If I didn't have this visa page, they wouldn't have allowed me into the country, or I have to go through so much stress explaining myself. I'm not even sure if they allow me anyways, because I left the country without having a visa to return. But if you know you're not going to travel anywhere, you're just going to stay in Russia, right, till you finish, then yeah, um, you probably don't need it because in Russia it's okay for you just getting the residency permit. But if you know that you're going to travel, just make sure you get that visa stamped. If the officer that you met that day did not stamp the visa, let them know you need the visa stamped, right? For example, in my case, they asked me, oh, do I want to stamp the visa or just the residency permit? I told them I want the visa. Then they told me, oh, you have to wait an extra 2 hours for it to arrive. I'm like, I'm okay with it. I can wait. So I waited and I got both. And I'm happy that at least the officer there let me know of it because I've heard of a story where someone was not aware. The officer just put only the temporary residency permit, didn't tell the person traveled out and then was held in immigration. I don't know how it ended for the person, but you don't want such issues. So make sure they stamping your visa same day as your RVPO. Check it. If it's not there, ask for it and get it. And je vive kайф, like live in I don't know what's kайф in English, like enjoy yourself or something like that. So if you love this video, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share it to anyone that might find it useful, and put on your notification bell for future videos like this. Okay, see you. I'm just so happy and bye.